If you are a seller of real estate and you're wondering what happens as a real estate professional, what do we do when a home's been on the market for a couple of weeks and does not get the same kind of reaction that perhaps we were hoping for? And what I wanted to do is touch on that. It's funny, having sold real estate for a couple of decades, there was a period of time pre-internet, pre-data aggregation that we now have available to us. There was a period where if you would ask me, Anthony, how are things going on the sale of our home? I would have said to you, well, truth is, I don't really know, right? Like three people looked at it last week, none of them want to buy it, and that's about all I got. And the reality is that was a couple decades ago. Today, we have real-time data that is at our fingertips literally every single day, every single week, so we can tell exactly how well we're being received to the open market. And what I want to do in just a couple of moments is show you exactly how we do this. I'm going to dive into a report that we create that we share with sellers, and then also share a few other pieces of communication that we will then have as real estate brokers to help us get a more informed picture of what kind of response we're getting so we can then communicate it to our clients and together make the right decision to get the results we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you exactly what this report looks like. So this particular report is from my partner in crime here, Steve Moore. Took this listing in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, just a couple of months back. And in a short period of time, this particular home went under contract. Steve did an amazing job with the advice around list price as well as the initial marketing period. But this is the kind of data that I wanted to share that's really important to us. Because again, a couple of years back, we didn't have this kind of data available to us, right? It was all basically response based upon what kind of feedback we were getting from the brokerage community. Today, we know real time exactly how many people are viewing our home, literally every single day. How many unique visitors? Where did that traffic actually come from in terms of different websites? If we're launching email campaigns or digital media ads on those listings, and having real-time, live open house events, we can aggregate all of that data together in a report, and that will tell us just exactly what kind of response we're getting. We can also break down and look at exactly where that traffic's coming from. As I mentioned, in this case, this listing was only actually active for about a week. In that period, we ended up having multiple offers, still an incredibly fierce and fast-moving market in southern New Jersey. But we can see exactly what kind of response we got across the board from all of the important aggregator sites. Obviously, Zillow is a big site, but when you look together at those numbers, we can see it's certainly not all the activity. Represents maybe half or a little over half, but there's still a lot of other eyes that we want to pay attention to. Additionally, when we're looking at these sites, websites like Zillow and Realtor.com and some others will also allow us to see, together with MLS data, will allow us to see how well we were received by way of noticing how many people viewed the property, how many people saved it as favorites, so we can see exactly what kind of response. How's that then translating into showings from both in office as well as the rest of the brokerage community? So that really shows us real time how well we're being received, so that if we're not getting the kind of response like Steve got here, and if we need to make adjustments to more aggressively and strategically position the home versus the competition, then we can go ahead and do that in real time and not let too much time go by before making those kind of adjustments. So this is an example of one portion of a video that will, or a report that will share to show exactly where's the response coming from and how are we getting, the kind of traction and responses that we are. Additionally, what we also want to do is have real-time feedback from the brokerage community, in addition to the competition that's on the market. Prior to launching a listing and putting it on the market, we're doing a competitive market analysis whereby we're comparing the features and benefits of the listing that we're launching together with that of the homes that we're competing against, as well as homes that recently sold. While when we're comparing homes that are also on the market, we're looking closely at what kind of activity they're getting. One of the analogies that I like to utilize to help people understand exactly how important positioning is is utilizing a term that we use, absorption rate, so we know exactly the rate at which homes that are similar to this one are going to sell over a given 30-day period versus how much competition that we have. A metaphor that I like to use is if you think about if you're a sports fan and you watch the college football bowl championship series, up until this year when the NCAA expanded to 12 teams in the college football playoff, prior to that for the last couple of years, it was 4 teams. Now, if we look at a relatively normal real estate market, and we're in an area where we know that, say, 4 homes are selling per month in a particular location, however, we have like 15 or 20 that are available for sale, that's really important insight, because that means, not unlike the college football playoff, if we're not among the top 4 best values and best position offerings at the time, we may not even be getting any offers, right? We may not even be getting any showings in some cases. It's like again, like the NCAA, the top 20. If you're number 5 or 6, you're not playing in a playoff a couple years back. You're lucky if you were playing in a bowl that happened on like probably December 27th or something. Who knows, right? But if you want to be in the running, in the consideration list of the buyers that are looking to make decisions now, you've got to be strategically positioned. And that's a conversation that we need to have day in and day out, right, at the onset of taking the listing, together with responding to how well we're being received once that home is on the market. Because that's the reality. At the end of the day, there are things that as real estate brokers we control. We control how well we are presenting the home to market. We're confident we're going to do that in an extraordinary way. As a seller, you're responsible for making sure the home is available for us to show. You're making sure that it's going to show just as nice as it did the day that we came in for photography, right? But then there's the conditions that neither of us control. Those are things like the competitive landscape. What is the inventory doing? Has it increased? Is it staying the same? Are other sellers changing prices? And then ultimately, how are things like the economic landscape affecting the demand in our marketplace? Are interest rates rising? Is the job market solid? Like those kind of things that we don't have control over. What our job to do is, however, is interpret all of that data collectively so that we can then present it and together make the right decisions so we can get your home sold. I hope that helps. I hope this is a little insightful into what our steps in the process are, and this can help you better understand how we can competitively assure that we're going to get great results like Steve got on this particular home in Cherry Hill. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We always look forward to the advice and the counsel we're able to offer being hopefully the best conversation that you had today. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you real soon.